Hi, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minutes with Jesus and Jesse. I took a week off last week because I honestly needed to get my whole life together and I was a little off track and really needed a reset. So I am back and I didn't really have anything planned for this week, but as I've been spending some very dedicated quiet time with God, I've gotten some clarity about a few things. So there was something that I had been waiting on for 6 months. There was a position at my job that had opened up and I had applied for it, knowing full well that I was not the most qualified person. I was not the first choice by any means, at least in my book. And I had been praying about this from the beginning, saying, Lord, if this is your plan, let it be so. Knowing full well, I cannot do this job without you. It's not going to be in my own talent, in my own strength, and my own wisdom, because I know I don't have any of those things. And so my prayers had been, Lord, if this is the plan that you have for me, then I'll say yes. And if it's not, then that's okay. Because I can't do this without you, and I'm not going to do it without you. So I had found out this week that there was an update about this position. And immediately I felt disappointed because I knew after 6 months I was going to find out. What I thought in my head was, I'm not going to get this position. And as I'm talking to God and I'm just journaling my thoughts, like I prayed about this and I said, if it's not your will, then I don't want it. So why would I feel disappointed about it? And I just had this clarity, like it's okay if you feel disappointed about something that you were looking forward to, but also just resting and trusting in that if that door gets closed, it wasn't God's plan and you're okay with that. You're at peace with that because you don't want to take an opportunity that's not in the plan that He had for you. And a little part of me felt jealous. Like, what if so-and-so gets this job? Or what if it's this other person? And I immediately was convicted by something that I had heard that was, do not be envious of opportunities that are coming for other people, because God knows you. From the womb, God knows you, and He knows who He's created you to be, and He knows what you're capable of if you stay obedient to Him and aligned with Him and His plans. So there's no reason for you to ever be envious of an opportunity that someone else had, because that opportunity was not what God had for you. What God has for you will come in God's timing and in God's way, and it will be God's plan, and it will be so much greater than what you could have even thought or imagined. So there's no reason to ever feel envious, because you can feel at rest and at peace saying, I'm so glad that you got that position, because that's what God had in store for you. That's not what He had in store for me. So I don't have to be disappointed or upset or envious, because I can know full well that that's not what God had for me. I also read this little post this week on Pinterest, I think, and I want to also read this, because if God closes a door that you were trying to walk through, that's okay, but you still have to make the effort to be walking, and that's what this post is about. It says, God can't order the steps you don't take. You're praying for direction while standing still, and you're asking for clarity while avoiding obedience. You want God to light a path, but you won't leave the driveway. That's not faith. That's fear dressed in spiritual language. God is not in the business of steering parked cars. He is a God of movement, a God who meets you on the way, not just in the waiting. He orders steps, not stagnation. And if you never lift your foot, there's nothing for Him to guide. We say we trust Him, but the trust looks like motion. Trust looks like starting a business, applying for the job, walking away from what's breaking you, saying yes to what scares you. Trust looks like taking the step even when the staircase isn't finished, because obedience unlocks the next instruction. God didn't promise to order your imagination. He promised to order your steps. that means you've got to move, even if it's trembling, even if it's small, even if it's unsure. He's not obligated to choreograph a life you refuse to participate in. So tap in. So this was just so reassuring in what I had gained clarity on this week, that you can apply for the job. You can go for the opportunity. And if it gets closed for you, then just know that that's not the plan God had for you. He shut the door for you, but we trust him in the movement. And if it's not in the right direction, he makes sure we don't go that direction. But what he has for us, the door that he will open for us, is so much better and so much greater than we could ever imagine. So there's no need to get disheartened or disappointed or upset about opportunities that we feel like we miss, because those aren't missed opportunities. Those aren't the opportunities God has for us. So rest in that and have faith and have trust that you can take the steps and he will order them for you.